Have you ever noticed that the men you're not particularly interested in seem to pursue you with unwavering persistence, while the ones you're really drawn to seem to lose interest faster than you can figure out what went wrong? It's almost like the universe is playing some kind of twisted game. The first group of men, the ones who don't spark that deep excitement in you, may seem to shower you with compliments, constantly share their feelings, and even when you're not reciprocating, refuse to give up. You might be ready for them to move on, but they're still there, hanging on. But then there's that other type, the guy you're really into, the one who makes your heart race. Strangely, he never seems to respond as quickly to your texts. His interest wavers, and just when you think things are moving forward, he pulls away. It's like he doesn't even have a reply button on his phone. Have you ever met a man who seemed perfect, a prince among frogs? At first it feels exciting and you think, finally, this could be the one. But almost immediately, your brain kicks into overdrive. How do I keep him interested? What if I'm not good enough for him? I need to plan a date and make sure it ends with a kiss. I must avoid the friend zone at all costs. Should I play it cool or make him miss me? Suddenly everything feels high stakes. It's no longer about simply getting to know him, but about securing a future, a dream relationship, perhaps even the perfect marriage. Meeting a guy you really like is vastly different from meeting someone you're indifferent to. When you meet someone with no expectations, it's easy to be yourself. You're relaxed, you're funny, the words flow effortlessly, and flirting feels natural. But when it's a potential match, it's different. It's serious. You're meeting someone who could fill the void that even 1,000 Netflix shows or Facebook friends couldn't. You start imagining him as the person who will finally make you feel like you matter, the one who will fix everything that's been missing in your life. This person could be the key to your happily ever after, and then the pressure kicks in. But here's the thing. While it may feel like you've met the one, the reality is you don't really know him yet. It might feel like love at first sight, but much of that initial connection is driven by things like pheromones, physical attraction, and how he fits into the mental mold your brain has created over the years. Your mind builds a picture of who he is based on limited information, much like how we instinctively know who the bad guy is in a movie before anything is even revealed. Your brain makes assumptions based on what it sees, hears, and senses, but assumptions aren't facts. At this stage, you don't know if you're compatible. You don't know if he can handle your insecurities or if his support will crumble the moment things get tough. You don't know if he'll remember your name tomorrow or if he'll flirt with your best friend after one too many drinks at a party. And yet, your mind convinces you that you know him better than you actually do. I've known him for years, you think. I can feel it. But that's just your mind playing tricks on you. This is where things get real. Meeting a great guy isn't the end. It's just the beginning. This is the first step in what can be a long interview process for one of the most important roles in your life, your romantic partner. It's a vetting process, one that takes time, effort, and most importantly, observation. You need to see how he behaves in different situations, how he handles stress, how he treats you and others. Ignoring red flags now will only lead to bigger problems later. In fact, many relationships fail because we overlook major warning signs early on, choosing to dismiss them because we're too caught up in the excitement of the new connection. Step 2. Be yourself, completely and unapologetically. This is important not just for you, but for him too. He needs to know who you really are, so that he can decide if you're the right person for him, just as you're deciding the same about him. If being your true self scares him away, that's actually a good thing. You don't want someone who runs at the first sign of trouble. A relationship, like life, will have its ups and downs, and you need someone who's in it for the long haul. Don't hold back or try to be someone you're not to keep his interest. Let him see the real you, because if it's going to work, it needs to be built on honesty and authenticity. Some people believe it's better to hide certain parts of themselves until the guy has fallen in love. After all, the hormones of love can make people overlook things they might not otherwise accept. But that's a risky strategy, because once that love fog lifts, he'll return to his regular self, and if he doesn't like what he sees, it won't work. It's easy to tell when the love fog has lifted. If he's willing to miss the big Formula One race to help you clean your cat's litter box, then he's still under the spell. If, however, he starts complaining when you're blocking his view of the TV, well, reality has set in. And here's where it gets interesting. The reason men you're less interested in seem more attracted to you might be because they're meeting the real, relaxed, confident version of you. Whereas the men you're crazy about get the nervous, anxious version who's trying too hard to impress. It's easy to be yourself when the stakes are low, but when the stakes are high, we tend to overthink and overanalyze. Third, if you believe this guy is the one, your mind will fall into a scarcity mindset. You'll start thinking he's not just a great guy, but the only great guy, and that losing him would be a disaster. You may even start looking at your past relationships and bad dates as proof that he's your only shot at happiness. This mindset can lead to stress, tension, and ultimately self-sabotage. You'll stop having fun, and if dating him isn't fun, then a relationship with him won't be either. The key to overcoming all of this: emotional intelligence. Become aware of your feelings and thoughts, but don't let them control you. Sure, you might feel those strong emotions, and it's great if they make you feel good, but don't forget, it's still early days. He hasn't earned the title of a big deal yet. That will only come after he's proven himself over time. If, after years, he's consistently treated you well, and you feel great in the relationship most of the time, then he's earned that status. Until then, take a deep breath and enjoy the process of getting to know him without trying to control the outcome. In the end, remember, the best relationships are built on time, trust, and mutual respect. So, when you meet someone great, focus on discovery rather than desperation. Keep your cool, show your true self, and most importantly, have fun. Like and subscribe Quotes on Psychology.